All right. What's your name? What's your question?
Good evening. My name is Sean. My question is, what steps can I take as a spiritual man now to put my marriage back together? If I filed for divorce and my spouse and I, we live in separate households. We've been apart for about 90 days now. She's already dating.
9 days?
9 days?
90 days.
Days.
We closed on a house on the 16th of May. I found out about the infidelity on the 19th of May. Prior to our marriage, I had an infidelity. It came out 2 years later. I want to give the whole backstory so she doesn't look like the villain, because my job is to protect my wife. So what happened was, I kind of felt like when I found out about the infidelity, I took it on the chin because you owed me one.
That's fair. That's some real nigga shit right there. Most people are not that mature. You went and fucked the
So we fast forward to another 2 years, I catch her again.
Now the score ain't even no more.
So the moment...
You guys turn them up real quick? Can we turn them up just a little bit?
It's our monitor.
It's probably just the way I'm standing.
The mic is...
I'm a little nervous too, so I'm in my feelings today. Our anniversary was 2 days ago.
You trying to make me cry?
Nah, bro, I'm just being real right now. I'm a 51-year-old man. I used to be a straight man whore. I played college basketball, light skin with green eyes. I was killing the game. I'm just being real. I'm being real. So as I get older, I start to mature. And I know dark-skinned cats don't like light-skinned cats, but that's how it goes. So to me, not to the rest of the world, my wife's the most beautiful woman in the world, and I messed up first. So then she comes around and she does what she does, but then she does it again. So I filed for divorce. I give you 30 days to get out the house.
Damn.
No, because I don't have time to play. I'm 51, bro. I'm ready to do right.
You've been playing your whole life, my nigga.
Correct.
Go on.
So she turns around and rents a house 1 street over from the house we just bought.
She playing with y'all. Look back. Go ahead.
So to
You ain't never seen a car in the driveway, have you?
No, and I go by every night.
What'd he say?
He go by there every night. Nigga. Hold on. Nigga, who? Hey, nigga, that's a Toyota, nigga.
Okay. Finish your story.
So I bumped up the time I was supposed to come to 4 because we were going to come together at 8. And we kind of got into a little dispute about 3 days ago, and we haven't talked since. So I really wish she was here to hear it, but I'll low-key give y'all her name for later tonight, and y'all can pull it to the side. But I really want...
What's that name?
That's why I said low-key.
Ain't none of this shit low-key, my nigga. It's too late for that.
Yeah, right. So I'm just wondering what steps can I take, you know what I mean? What I don't want to do is spoil the milk any more than it's already spoiled.
Okay, so...
What about your milk?
Yeah, how's your milk doing?
I mean, relax. I just mean that it sounds like for me, you got a lot of shit going on. I took notes. And a lot of this stuff is internal. Okay? So at this juncture, I know you on some I'm trying to get my wife back shit, but I think you need to figure out who you are as a human. Because shit's been fucked up from the beginning. And that might be a sin you gotta pay for, because you sitting here talking about the light-skinned green eyes flex. I don't know how many women you probably fucked over. You still gotta stand for that. Now, me personally, I'm at a point in my life where I realized that the first thing I ever did was want to fall in love with a woman. And that's a dream that I chased from when I was 16 to about a week ago. And now I'm at a place like Mike. There has never been a season in my life longer than like the 6-8 months between like girls you like, where you actually figured out who you were as an individual, not when you're trying to be a light-skinned nigga with green eyes or a husband. And a lot of times men show up and they perform for women, and that's really like the base of their existence out here. I'm pretty sure there's probably some solo trips you want to take, some solo dates you want to take. I think you need to decenter this romance, because right now y'all are playing games. I took notes. Right now y'all are playing games. Y'all are getting cribs next door to each other. Y'all are riding by each other's house unannounced. Y'all gonna get y'all feelings hurt. And if y'all were friends, y'all wouldn't be putting yourself in no position like this.
You know, I want to add something. For one, I think it's very commendable for you to be, trying to figure out steps to fixing your marriage. But the thing about it is, what a lot of men tend not to understand is this remorse or this guilt you should have had after your first mistake. And I'm not saying you didn't, because I don't know you personally, but what I more so mean is that rebuilding started the moment you hurt that woman. And a lot of times as men, you make a mistake and we think it's okay to get back to normal, but she's still living with that. She still hasn't healed. She still don't trust you. And now somebody, done popped into the picture and it hurts your feelings. And I want you to sit and ask yourself, just like Mike said, because a lot of times we don't know ourselves. I want to make sure you're attempting to fix your marriage because that's what your heart desires, or you're attempting to fix your marriage just to prove to yourself you can. Because you still that light-skinned man with them green eyes who had to prove that point to every woman you came across. I don't want this woman you claim is the most beautiful woman in the world to be another one of those points. So you got to sit with yourself and say, okay, I made a mistake. Or sit with yourself and say, okay, is loving this woman allowing that woman to breathe, to live? Maybe two separate houses is what that woman needs. Maybe, you never know. But I just want you to sit with your decisions, just like Mike said. You got to know yourself first.
Can I ask an important contextual question real quick?
Yeah.
How far apart, because you said you cheated before y'all got married, and it just was found out a couple years into the marriage. How long were you guys married?
We got married in 2019. We got married in 21.
2020.
Oh, so that's
fresh.
Oh,
that's still fresh.
Okay,
so it's 4 years of marriage.
Yeah, but that infidelity, she found out about the infidelity then probably 22, 23?
22 and a half.
So you were still doing it?
No,
so
sir.
you got caught, or it was only before?
It was before. It happened once, and it never happened again.
So then, so now you get that. I can see now it connects a little bit more, because if I'm thinking that this was 20 years ago and she's been knew about it for 12 years and then she started cheating, then it's like a different thing. But that could be more of a, okay, well, because here's the thing. Y'all were you living together before you got married?
Yes.
So like it could feel like you defiled the marriage even though it didn't happen inside the marriage, right?
In her mind.
Because hold on, here's the thing. If you had told me that truth, would I have married you? And I think that's something that somebody, now I get it, it's a tricky situation.
But who wants to be with a lick backer?
Oh, you talking about cheating?
Yeah, I mean, regardless, like her mindset was like, you know what? Well, I'm checked out, so we're not gonna go to therapy. We're not gonna go to God. We're not gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna go find me that nigga at my job. Was he from the job? Do you have any intel on this other guy?
I have plenty.
Hey.
I'm sure he does.
Okay, but you got something?
Yeah, I don't know if her choosing to engage in her own affair was because she was dealing with that attachment distress, and maybe you all didn't work through that appropriately, because a lot of times when people have learned about an affair, they go through attachment distress, and it is chaotic because it's a disruption in your relationship and the safety and security and the emotional investments and the whole shebang. So I'm not sure. Maybe you can help us better understand, what did you try to do to help her heal when she did discover it? What did you actively do to help her?
I got off social media. I switched jobs. I traded in cars. I gave her access to my checking account. It was a multitude of things that she asked for that
Switch jobs, because it must have been somebody you were working with.
It was.
Okay. Now, for context, how was the infidelity found out about?
So we had a joint Facebook account. It was Thanksgiving Day. We were at someone else's house, and the girl messaged on Facebook and was like, "When you sliding through?"
So
When you sliding through, like that's hold on.
Oh, so this was fresh.
Hold on. That is the tense. The tense is you know you got the past, present, and future tense. She was speaking in present tense.
She had
Your eyes are green.
Come on, bro.
Hey, this nigga was Al B. Sure back in the day. He really was. But I can see it. I can see it. But go ahead.
No, I hear the physical stuff that you did, but emotionally and spiritually, what did you do to help her heal?
There were, and there's a much bigger backstory than I really got into. There was a lot of traumas from both of us as children. Okay, we've both been married several times. I hate to say several times. We were both married prior to. My mother's a drug addict and an alcoholic.
Okay, I don't want to just cut you off right there, but
No, you're fine.
I only want to focus on the emotional things
Sure.
that you did to help her heal, because that's what's most important. Like, of course, when women go through an affair and they see it, they need to actively see a change. But because women are so much more emotional and they made a great emotional investment just like men do, there's an emotional aspect that needs to be addressed and a spiritual aspect, because you're her covering. You're supposed to be her covering. So spiritually, you left her susceptible to any attack to come from the enemy. On the spiritual level, you did. So I'm asking you now, how did you cover your wife? The leaving a job and all this stuff, that's cool. But how did you cover the woman that God assigned you to?
Based on the way you put it, I don't think I did what I was supposed to do.
Thank you. That's what I needed to know. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know, because you asked us how to help you. But from my understanding, you want to have your wife back.
Of course.
Right. Okay. So I encourage you to rededicate your marriage to God. That's my encouragement.
I did that. I physically and spiritually and emotionally did that 4 weeks ago.
You actually
It's already
rededicated.
done.
So you rededicated your covenant.
That's why I'm able to stand up here and
Okay.
confess how I'm doing what I did. I did it 4 weeks ago.
Okay. This is good. Have you fasted and stuff like that?
I do it every week. I fast 3 days a week.
I love that.
I get up at 3:30 every morning and pray, because that's my quiet time with God.
Good,
So from
okay.
3:30 to 5:30, I'm praying.
All right. I love that. Okay, good. So we in consecration. I love it. Okay. Now, what are the conversations like with your wife? Because I want to know the efforts that you are putting in, the fight that's really behind gaining your wife back. I understand that she moved into a different home, y'all marital home and split and things like that. But when we're talking about covenant, when we're in covenant, I ain't talking about nothing else. When we are in a covenant and you as a husband, you have to put a fight into your marriage that sometimes won't make sense to nobody. It may not make sense to nobody in this room. You may go through a suffering, long suffering to get your wife back, because you have acknowledged that you did wrong. And she's hurting right now, which is probably the reason why she's engaged in these affairs. But there's a fight that has to be in you. You got the spiritual fight. That's good. But we need you on your feet at that door every day. So y'all got to bring some of that R&B pleading back. Some of that I'm at your doorstep every day with flowers begging for my lover back. Sometimes you simply have to do that, because I can tell you love your wife, but you hurt your wife. And it doesn't sound like you really gave her the space to be able to process the hurt that she was going through. So she found an outlet. It's good now that you are working on covering. It's good. Meditating on scripture, praying, fasting, and things like that. But you need to be at her doorstep
I think
almost every single day if you have to. And she needs to know what your plan is. You can't just go over there saying, I just want you back. What is your plan? Y'all need to be praying together. Even if she gets to that point to where she says, I don't want to do that. Now, if she says that I don't want to, and she's good on that, you got to walk away from it. But if there's a little bit of fight in her that's still there, doorstep.
I
got a
too,
question.
This is not the time to shoot in the dark, right? You need to Kitty's point, you need to genuinely ask her. A lot of times what men do not realize is that when you go out and cheat, sometimes you'll be like, oh, well, I had sex with this woman. My wife is hurt about that. And it's like, I'm not really hurt that you had sex with her. I'm hurt that you sent them flowers to her fucking job, right? And a lot of times men do not understand what is the root of why she is hurt. This is not the time to shoot in the dark. When you are trying to emotionally put a Band-Aid on this and emotionally fix this, really understand and study your partner to figure out what is the core root of why she is hurt. Sometimes it's not what you think it is. And I think that you have the the potential to trigger her over and over and over again if you don't really know what is the root of your infidelity. What kind of conversations are you going to have with her to really study your partner and know what, like you said, y'all both had childhood issues, maybe one of those little isms that happened in the affair, and now is a time to really, really get deep and don't shoot in the dark. You got to go to her doorstep and you have to really lay it on the line and understand what is the core of why she's hurt about all of this.
She cheated though, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Now I know, cause I love
Twice.
and actively dating a guy.
And he the one that's gotta. Hell no.
Hell, then let me tell you this. I love everything, and where I'm gonna separate myself is I know when we're talking about marriage is a different level. But whatever y'all got going on, where y'all just dipping and dabbing, because both of y'all doing it, I don't know if this is the type of marriage we're talking about. I think this is the time where instead of trying to fix the relationship, you need to fix yourself. This is when we go back to your point. Sometimes the best way to, and listen, brother, all right, I'm gonna talk from my bitter. I don't give a fuck. One of the things I wish I would have done is listened when a motherfucker said they didn't want to be with me. Period. From the first conversation. You think you gain kudos and points and stuff by trying and trying and trying. You got to have somebody that's willing to try also. If they are saying, I don't want this, I'm done, I'm moving on, and I'm dating, sometimes you got to respect that. And you got to respect yourself enough not to continue to put yourself in that rejection. While I do understand that we've been taught as men and socialized that you need to do all these things, the boombox and this, that, and the other, what we need to do is respect those boundaries that person laid. And I'm gonna tell you, by me not respecting boundaries, I just hurt myself even more. I lost $30,000 more. I done did this. I'm emotional shit, can't sleep. Like I even go back and I'd be like, had I had went back to when the breakup happened and just stopped there, bro, I would have been able to preserve how I viewed her, how I viewed our relationship.
Land the plane.
But when you continue, sometimes you're just setting yourself up to get hurt even more and more and more. So I guess I'm not discouraging you from giving reciprocal effort. But the reason it needs to be reciprocal effort, because y'all both fucked up. If it was just you that cheated, maybe I can fuck with this. But if both parties have fucked up, both parties need to be putting in effort. And I think, ladies, y'all not gonna like to hear this, I think what you are doing could potentially make her lose respect for you.
Bingo.
And when a woman sees that you are now weak and you're not backboning no more and she can come and go as she please, sometimes they lean into that shit.
Well, I want to say it a different way. My biggest concern is that, again, you have a black man that wants to do better in his life, right? But it's prefaced behind the fact that he's doing it to win his wife back.
That's not true.
Not for himself.
I'm doing it for myself.
You can tell you can tell he doing it for himself. You saying that she needs to put in effort. I get that. But when she was in that marital home, he said he did not create safety and security emotionally. That woman moved down the street. She is not ready to let this marriage go. She's hurting. Both of them are hurting. I'm not taking away from your hurt. They are both hurting. Are they being irresponsible with their hurt? Yes, but people hurt differently. This is the covering of that marriage and that home. He's talking on a spiritual level. I don't care who does not believe it. I have seen God restore marriages that were ugly. And so if he believes that God is going to do it, we need to talk to the fact that God is a restorative, redemptive God. And it is possible. And he made him the head of that marriage. That is her covering. So he is working through the covering right now. The Bible, specifically, the pastors, all of that, a man is supposed to work by the sweat of his brow. So in that marriage, he needs to work to restore his marriage by the sweat of his brow. So every single day, if it has to be an every single day thing, he's going to have to do it until she verbally says, I no longer want to be with you in this marriage. Until then, fight for your marriage.
But hold on,
fight
here's
for your
the thing.
marriage. Fight for your marriage.
I believe she's...
Fight for it.
But let's ask this question for context. Has she said that?
No.
She hasn't said that she doesn't
She
want to marry.
moved down the street. She ain't ready to let it go.
Man,
She dating somebody, bro. Listen, she's dating somebody. I love it. I love what you're saying, and I respect it.
But it
she's
takes
dating
two-
somebody.
Hold on. Can I?
it's so
can I add
much
something?
easier to be the man a woman wants instead of the man trying to get a woman back. If you're gonna glow up your life in her presence for yourself, and she will see it, and she will crave you like she did before.
We missing something,
Hold on. Can I respond here?
9 days.
I 100% am not negating what you're saying.
9 days.
No.
9 days.
No, it was 90. I don't know.
90.
But no, he found out about the infidelity before they closed on the house. So that's the reason why they are separating or divorcing, because
After 2 days after we closed on the house.
so two days afterwards. So damn, that's some but so
Can I put the?
go. I just want to say I'm not refuting what you're saying. I'm just saying, what does it look like? What does it look like to still try? And sometimes I think restraint and respecting someone's boundaries, especially initially, is the best way to do it. So if this person is establishing boundaries with you, and you're continuing to say, well, I still want to try and I want to fight, sometimes they may not be in the season just yet to fight.
She didn't say that she was done though. So what boundaries has she established?
I can't wait till
The
she
dude
comes here.
she's dating is a boundary.
That's not a boundary.
That's a placeholder, Ace. Hold on.
That's revenge.
all right, go ahead.
This is what most men don't understand about women. Our women, right? Your woman is looking at you and seeing you act out of guilt. Guilt, not because you made a mistake. Guilt because you made a choice. She wants you to be remorseful for the choice. We treat it like it's a mistake, like you just went out and accidentally slept with a woman. It came out and she found out you wronged her. Your guilt did not bring it to the forefront. You didn't admit that to your wife, so she does not feel valued in your guilt nor your remorse. You got to fight for it. And a lot of times people will tell you don't want to look weak and all of this, but if you want it, if it's on your heart, if God has placed it on you, you go get your lady back every day.
Clap it up. All right. I give y'all that. Last question. How did you find out about the infidelity?
Smartwatch.
First of all, Apple the feds. You get a text on your phone, it go to your watch, it go to your computer, it go to your tablet. Fuck is this? We need a petition. You know, the first thing I do is unlink everything from my phone. Do not do that. Because here's the thing. Dudes will do everything. They'll have a secret app with this and that, and you get caught from a damn smartwatch. Now, brother, I wish the best, and if it seems like she still wants to try, I rock with that, and I do understand marriage is a thing. And honestly, if I was in the same position, because I've done it outside of marriage, you do give up our effort until it's just like, okay, I know it's exhausted, and you not at that place. My advice, though, is you have to check your bandwidth too, because I just don't want you losing yourself trying to find her.
Crash out.
And I need you to remember, just like, no offense to nobody up here, but she didn't give you the grace when you got found out. It's not like she learned from your lesson, and when she cheated, she was forthcoming with you. She essentially did the same thing you did.
Not shit.
And what I'm saying is, I just think, I'm not trying to compare.
They on some bullshit.
I'm not trying to compare. No, but hold on. No, the reason why I'm comparing is my man is asking the question, right? And I can tell that you said this happened in May. Sometimes we be shocked as fuck when this happens.
She may not, in that moment, we don't know if she gave him grace or not. We have no idea. We have no idea if she gave grace, and we don't know what that looked like. And we can't do the tit for tat when it comes to grace. We can't do that. He's giving grace right now. I'm going to sit here and say that I admire the fact that you are breaking down your pride. This is a humbling experience. And that is the first way to restore anything, is to break down that pride. And that is what's happening right now. So thank you for that humility. But I'm going to say this: stay in that same space. Give grace unless it comes to the point to where it's actually destroying you and hurting you. But my point still stands. Go fix your marriage and go to that doorstep and have a plan. Ask God to reveal a plan to you, because she gonna need that. She needs that.
Oh, I appreciate your question. Thank you so much.
He's gonna go to that house. It's gonna be an Amazon nigga slinging dick and box. I know. She on some bullshit.
Okay. Woo. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Meg. My question is, when you've struggled to trust yourself or follow through, what helped you rebuild that trust and reconnect to your own integrity? I was in a relationship for a little while, and I abandoned myself a lot. He's gone. We bought a house. I'm in the house alone, and I'm doing a lot of reflecting of where I just checked out. So I'm pretty emotional because it's fresh, and I'm open, and I think this is a beautiful time for me to receive this type of information because I'm so tender.
Hit me with that question one more time, because you just touched something in me. One more time, please.
Why is he out the house?
Whew. Because I got this. I just need a little space. He was done. I think he reached his capacity. He's a single father. It's a lot for him. This is my first real relationship. I'm 41 years old. Thank you. I know.
No bullshit.
And I truly loved him. I opened myself up a lot to him. And he has 3 kids, and I don't have any. And I make more money. And I still took him. But he left because he didn't think I tried hard enough. He had specific needs. I was going through perimenopause.
Specific needs. When we
Like
say,
simple shit.
like what?
Like sex twice a week. Twice a week. Lots of affection. To feel heard and seen.
That's what he said. That was.
And it wasn't that easy.
Okay.
It wasn't that easy to give somebody that. And I didn't really know what my needs were, because if I voiced them out, I felt like I just kind of got bullshit at some point. And I didn't know how to express that and stay true to myself, you know, and really say, hey, I'm not getting my needs met. I kind of just clammed up.
What exhausted you in life? You was exhausted before you got in the house with that man. And a lot of times when you get in there, and you can even tell by the way you're regurgitating this, he left, he was at his capacity. You already felt like a burden. So that's a childhood issue, that's a trauma issue, that's a sibling issue, that's a environment, household issue. You was exhausted before you got in the house with that man. You wouldn't even have the capacity to give him anything because you were already broken. You were already depleted. So even in general, you say, how do you trust yourself again? You got to go way back, and you got to figure out what has exhausted you in life. What has made you feel worthless? What has, broken your self-esteem? You, with all respect, you were no good, baby, before you even got in that house. You had not even built up your internal infrastructure as a woman, and you can tell that you didn't feel worthy. Because a man with 3 kids, and you the breadwinner, talking about something, he exhausted and he ain't got no capacity. He reached his max. And you stood there, and now you blamed it on yourself?
I am.
Now, it could be some other things in there, but you have to go back and really figure out who you were before you met him.
Were you afraid of something? Like, because usually when people self-sabotage, it's a fear that's rooted. So
For sure.
What were you afraid of?
I think I'm just tired of being alone. You know, I have a very strong personality, and I don't fuck with a lot of people.
So then that wouldn't make sense as to why you sabotage.
I think it's complicated. I think I'm still processing where exactly the sabotage was. I'm still trying to learn where I hide from myself to even gain the access to that knowledge on myself.
You smoke weed?
I do. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read.
Okay, so can I take this just a little bit sideways?
Sure.
We mourn or grieve things, and just because we mourn and grieve it doesn't necessarily mean that it was good for us while we had it. It's just what we were familiar with, what we were used to, or maybe what we thought we wanted. It sounded like just two people that wasn't compatible for each other. And it sounds to me that right now you come into grips with that reality that wasn't your choice. And let me tell you something, when you to break up oh my God. Oh my God, it's hard, right? Because it's like, hold on, you breaking up with me? Oh,
For sure.
And you got 3 kids? I think it's about accepting that before we get, and I know we got to do some internal work and the self-sabotage. I know those things are very real things, but I also don't want to glance over that maybe y'all just wouldn't write for each other. And this is your opportunity. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to touch base one more time on that last thing. I didn't want to cut you off. I want you to finish. She won't even be vulnerable with herself. And sometimes that fear of vulnerability doesn't just show up externalized, it's internalized as well. I want to allow myself to even let down these walls that I have built to protect me. And sometimes the walls that you've built to protect you are trying to keep you away from subconscious thoughts, things that you really have to dig in to address so that way you will not sabotage. And so what I want to put on you right now, I want you to really reflect and think about this when you leave here tonight, is why am I so afraid of revealing my true self to myself? Why am I so afraid of being vulnerable even with myself? What am I protecting myself from? Because I've had many of clients who have done that, and they just were unconscious. They did not know that they were making unconscious attempts to protect themselves. And then as soon as we would try to dig into traumatic experiences, childhood experiences, things like that, they would shut it off. And it would be something they weren't even aware it was happening. They would shut that down like, and you can see them visibly, you can see them tense up and say, I don't want to address that. So I think that's something that she needs to address first, because it doesn't matter who tries to come in her life.
I agree.
She will not let them in.
And can I one more thing, just because I just wanted to. Period. Let that breathe. True. When she talked about let's just say the 2 times a week thing.
Yeah.
I want sex 2 times a week.
Yeah.
You do too.
All right. Okay.
But let's say, right? I say that, right? The way in which a healthy man, a man that respects what her body may be going through. She said that, I think you were about to say menopause.
Yeah.
Imagine this is like a fork in the road. And the way he responded to that could put the relationship on a complete different trajectory. Imagine if that was, what are some things from me that you need?
Yeah.
Do you need patience in this season of your life? How can we explore intimacy in a different way? Then that leads that relationship going a certain type of way. But I believe a lot of times us men, we don't really understand the power of our words inside relationships. You have a woman, especially if you get a woman that's completely vulnerable with you, that has bought into your leadership, that looks up to you as a head of a household, the things you say can cut deep. So like, I'm not sitting here, and I know you said she may have came in with these, and I'm not saying none of those things aren't true, but I'm also leaving space for, if she was handled without care,
Yeah.
then that may explain her brokenness.
I agree.
Yeah, this
But can I-
didn't help. This didn't help. I mean, I'm the breadwinner, and I'm making Lunchables and fucking washing clothes out the ass probably. And I'm going through this menopause shit, but you still talking about nigga, you got 3 kids, you done fucked a lot. Right? But in the grand scheme of things, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Like, I know stepdaddy season is real out here for men. And you grade A stepmom, you should teach a class.
All right, to see it, Dimitri, and we've ended.
I just want to say that it's going to take just a couple seconds, okay? Who taught you that you were too much? Because you could talk fast, but I heard what you said. You said I got a big personality. Who taught you? That's a fundamental issue, right? Who taught you that you were too much? And I'm gonna tell you why it's important. You can do this at home when you get to your seat, okay? A week from now, right? But you gotta find out, because what you did is that you attracted a man who made you feel like you were too much. You already said that the man tapped out. So I'm telling you, if you go back, the fundamental DNA, this comes from how a parent handles your mistakes, okay? How they show up for you, abandonment issues, all these type of things. Somewhere in your fundamental DNA, you have people in your life that made you feel like you too much. And now you have entered life attracting men that have done the same thing. So yes, it could be like a compatibility issue, but you're going to keep attracting that over and over and over again if you don't really get to the root of that. So I don't want you to go back to your seat without really thinking about those things, because you're not too much. And we take a moment to really pour into you. Girl, you're not too much. Your personality is not too much. You are more than enough, but you have to really figure those things out before you start even dating again after this.
My only question do you have siblings? I know this seems.
I got an older brother.
You got an older. Okay, cool. So my only question for you to ask yourself when you go back to your seat to make it home or whatever the case is, ask yourself: do I love the man or do I love the presence? Because there's a big difference. One of the best things I've ever done for myself was learn to be alone. I think it speaks tremendously to how you learn to appreciate the presence of somebody else. When I look at you and I realize I don't need you to be here, I now value your presence enough to keep you here. And the thing about it is, if you never ask yourself that question, a lot of the things you were not willing to give that man is tied directly to that. I just love your presence. That don't mean I want to be with you. That don't mean I want to do for 3 kids. That don't mean I want to make more money than a man I want to be in love with. You got to ask yourself that question first, because that leads to incompatibility in relationships. And now I know one of the things you told us that you were 41, but the reason you uttered it out your mouth is because that's something you think about when you're alone.
For sure.
You think about, okay, I'm aging and I might end up this way for the rest of my life.
Sure.
You cannot let that be. You learn once you're sitting alone that you cannot let that lead, because it makes decisions for you. You may go win that man back, and now you're stuck with a man you don't love in life. So all I'm telling you is sit with yourself and say, what do I need? What do I desire? I will not let that be the reasoning factor for me running back to a nigga who ain't worthy of my presence anyway.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Thank you.
All right, check this out. Thank you for your question. Check this out, Tampa. Thank you so much for coming to the 4 p.m. Show. We call it, like I said, the Auntie Show. We appreciate y'all. We know y'all got dinner plans and shit. Some of y'all got to be in bed about 7:30. 7:30. Hey, thank y'all for rocking with us, but we love you. And that's been another episode of the Tonight's Conversation Podcast, live from Tampa. Make some noise!
So let me know what you think in the comment section. If you want to see more of this video, like, comment, and share.